Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, was released in 1997. This was the movie of my childhood, besides Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I would watch this movie so much, and I remember loving it so much. It was so awesome. And this was set between Zeo and Turbo, and this was supposed to be a lead into the Turbo series. And this is about a villainous space pirate named Divatox who wants to unleash a monstrous lava volcano monster, and the only way to do that is to get this little wizard hairy guy named Larigot and use his abilities to unleash this monster. The Power Rangers lose their Zeo powers in the beginning. Rocky's back is broken and they recruit Justin, yes, as the new Blue Ranger, and he's very small. He's a kid and he transforms to be really big when he becomes the Blue Ranger. And they set off to find Larigot and protect him and stop Divatox from unleashing this monster. There's also Kimberly and Jason in here as well, which, because of contracts, you gotta be in this movie. I remember this movie being so much fun. I remember the car sequences and just really getting hyped, and the end sequence, and Kimberly and Jason, and all the cool suits. And I don't know what I was thinking as a kid, because this movie is actually pretty bad. I love Power Rangers. I really love Power Rangers. Turbo is one of my least favorite Power Ranger shows. And Turbo, watching it as an adult a couple days ago, it is really bad. I mean, I really don't even enjoy this movie. I love Power Rangers and I don't enjoy this movie. This movie starts with a crawl, once again, learning about Larigot and who he is. And then you jump into the sequences of Larigot and how he's interacting with monkeys. And I thought, oh, really cute monkeys. And he's doing all these little wizard things. And the pirates try to capture Larigot. And this movie has so much exposition in the beginning, and it's actually quite boring. So it starts it off with a very dull tone of this little hairy wizard walking around petting monkeys for like 15 minutes. It's actually quite dull. And then the Rangers learn of Larigot, and then Catherine and Tommy set off, and they have like snakes on their body, and she transforms into a brief Zeo second, so it's the only time you get to see Zeo in the movies, and they lose their Zeo powers. Well, the evil Divatox captures Larigot, and she wants to use his abilities to unleash this villainous monster, and she says, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill your wife and your kid. Pretty ruthless. And so Rocky breaks his back while all this is happening, and he can't be a ranger, and so Justin learns that he's the Blue Ranger, and he sets off with the Rangers to go find Larigot. And I like the sequence when they get their powers, because, you know, once you touch fingertips, everything happens and everything is saved. So they touch fingertips and they get the turbo power, and they get these cars as their Zords, and they set on this ship to go to, I think, the Bermuda Triangle to find this island. And on the boats, they are talking, there's exposition, there's dialogue, there's talking, there's sleeping, there's no music, it's boring. And then there's like these little egg monsters that they have to fight, and it's pretty cool, but there's like no music and they're just fighting. And in the show, like, it's so exciting because they have this action-packed song, and there's fighting and there's movement and explosions. They don't take any of that in here, and it just tone it down so much to where it's not exciting at all. Then it leads me to a really fun sequence that I honestly really like, and it's actually very short. I remember it being so much longer as a kid, and it's where they get off the ship and they drive their cars, and there's like smoke and dust, and they're like, yeah, this is really awesome, and they're like shifting and they're driving, and they're like, yeah, rock on, man. I don't know, it was so cool as a kid. Actually, it's kind of cool now, but that's it. Like, that's the only thing I really like about this movie. We also learned that Divatox has captured Kimberly and Jason in hopes that she can lure the Power Rangers there and also use them to help get this monster out of the volcano. And also Bulk and Skull are in the movie as well, who speak a different language. And Kimberly and Jason, what are they doing together? What are they doing? She's supposed to be with Tommy. And she puts a spell on them to where they're evil, and they fight the Rangers. And they get to the island, and Divatox is actually trying to marry this monster so she can be like the evil empress of like the world. And so she wants to have like this ceremony, and the Rangers have to go and stop it. And they get there, and of course there's Tommy and Jason ready to fight. And it's actually kind of different because you never would think that Kimberly and Jason would end up fighting Tommy and Kat, someone they've actually worked with in the past. So I did like that change up from like the series. So I really like that fight as well, because you can tell really that Tommy doesn't want to fight Kimberly because, hey, they used to date and they don't want to fight each other. They unleash the monster. I keep on forgetting his name. I'm trying to think of it and I just can't remember. Malargo? I don't know. What is it? Anyways, they unleash it and he gets really massive, and they get the Zords. And it's a very brief fight too, and there's nothing really exciting for it. The whole movie is just not exciting. They didn't take anything that's really awesome about the Power Rangers show, like explosions and cool fighting, corny moments, and just action-packed moments. They didn't take any of that. They had heavy dialogue sequences, a lot of exposition, a lot of downtime, no rock music to accompany the fights. It just was boring. And I've read on IMDb that this is like the top 100 worst films ever. And as an adult, I definitely could see that. I can understand why it's in the top 100 worst. It's pretty bad, guys. It's very boring. It's not exciting. There's no really thrilling moments in this movie. The acting is subpar. It's just nothing like a Power Ranger show. Actually, probably the Turbo show is a lot better than this. Divatox is an annoying character. Her nephew is annoying. There was no, like, I don't know, they didn't feel like there was an urgency for the Rangers to just go and stop this wedding. I mean, just let them be married, let them have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Power Rangers Turbo a Power Rangers movie a D-. It doesn't get an F because of the really cool scene that I liked as a kid, where they're all just driving in the desert. Power Rangers. Thank you guys for checking out my Turbo Power Rangers review leading up for the Power Rangers movie. If they ever do a Turbo movie, please make it better. Please do make it better. So this is Just Watching Movies. Thank you guys for checking out my review. You guys are the best as always, and you stay classy, YouTube.